that destruction deserves punishment, injustice deserves punishment, that God loves us so much that he came as a man, Jesus Christ, without sin, so he could take the penalty our sin deserves on the cross. And by faith in that love and sacrifice, we have forgiveness of our sins and eternity in heaven through his righteousness and the indwelling of the Spirit of God. That's the basic Christian faith that unifies all Orthodox Christians. The vast majority of the churches throughout Christian history are unified by that doctrine. That's the unity that Christ is praying for us to have, a unity of faith, and that's what protects us. In the ancient creeds and the Reformed confessions and the Free Church Covenant and the Bible, that faith is what unifies us as Christians, and that faith is what protects us. How God protects us. If you have that faith, if we as a church have that faith, we are protected by God by that truth. And that's why it is necessary for us as a church and Christians to teach and preach that faith, that gospel, that truth. Not in the church or as the preacher to teach or preach doubt or disbelief. What we are to teach is belief, is the faith. Unapologetically, powerfully, under the power of God, that is what we are to do as a church, because that's what unifies us. That's what saves us, and that's what protects us. It isn't that as individual Christians, we don't at times have questions, or doubts, or even some disbelief, like the father whose son was sick, and he begged Jesus to heal him. And Jesus said, "Do you believe I can do it?" And the man, remember, so honest, he said, "Yes, I believe. Help me with my unbelief." There are times I know, I question, I wonder. I never doubt the faith. But it's all right to think and to question and to wonder and to ask God, what's going on? What should I do? Why is this happening? But in the church, we are to pronounce the faith. We are to pronounce belief. We may talk amongst ourselves and in class and at home about, I wonder what this means. I wonder why this says this and this says this. Sometimes I wonder what the faith means and applied today. We talk about all those things. But in the church, Jesus is saying we are to be one and one in professing belief and faith, not doubt. I have been in some churches, thankfully not many. I was in one in England, actually, a very traditional church in Oxford, St. Barnabas, an old high church, Anglican. And a visiting minister came. It wouldn't have been one of their priests, it was a visiting professor, a theology professor. And she got up in the pulpit and started talking about all the doubts she had and all the disbelief she had throughout her life. My wife got up and walked out. She said, "I'm not sitting and listening to this in the church." We all may think about those things, but in the church you pronounce the faith that unifies us. As a Christian, when you witness, especially to an unbeliever, you pronounce the faith and your belief, not all your doubts and all the questions you had. And she got up and said she was a teenager and she had these doubts, and now she has these. Well, she was a theology professor.